everybody. Welcome to SketchCraft Gaming. I'm Rob Duenas, gaming artist, Esquire, and if you're joining in for the very first time, you should know that we typically rant about gaming-related news stuff. That's the emphasis on gaming. Chosen by either us or you, the audience. Rarely, though. Mostly just us. Joining in today is Brandon James, replacing Wesley, who decided to go out to dinner rusher. Brandon, say hi.
What's up?
How you doing? Brandon, you know about video games, right?
I frequently play them whenever I'm not
Close
doing
enough. All right.
SketchCraft.
Also joining in is Ashley West from GangFeather.com. Ashley, say hi.
Hello.
I'm not going to be picky tonight, Ashley. All right. So, first up, let's do a quick rundown of some of the topics we're going to be covering tonight. I got some Arcadian Atlas up on the board. I got some Nintendo NX rumors up on the board. Some Zelda talk, possibly going to go in there. Some Miitomo, which I don't know. I kind of want to say that for Wesley. VR news. Definitely got some VR news to talk about. Ashley's got some Journey. Oh, wow, look at that. Some Journey.
It's old, but you know.
No, it's all good.
Better late than never.
Perfect. Got some Journey up on the board. Maybe a little bit of Blizzard talk, a little bit of retro gaming. And if we got room for it, we got some video game movie shit to go through eventually. That's kind of evergreen because that'll be around for a while. So let's give you an idea of some of the stuff we're going to talk about today on episode 12 of SketchCraft Gaming. SketchCraft Gaming. All right. Thank you, Mushmouth. All right. Throw myself under the bus. So first up, let's talk really quick about Arcadian Atlas. So as you all know out there, I am a big fan of strategy JRPGs. Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem, Shining Force, classical strategy, chess-like RPGs. Right now I'm still playing through Stella Glow on my 3DS. Love it. And there's an indie game called Arcadian Atlas, which we've covered before, which finally went to Kickstarter. Let me go ahead and just bring up their link here. And let's just switch over to the screen. Desktop. Perfect. And they are currently at $27,000. They're shooting for $90,000 for their goal. It's a brother-sister team. Becca and her brother Taylor. They're both very cool. They got this dope-ass musician out from Germany. It's fantastic music. I have backed the $30 tier. As you can see, I have actually backed this here, selected. Get a copy of the soundtrack, and they're going to do some making of videos. Look, they got raccoons. That's so awesome. They got raccoons. But this is classical Final Fantasy Tactics style. Grid-based role-playing. No cards, no crazy fucking online, no bullshit, pay, what do you call that? Pay locks, where you gotta like pay to play. Just a classical single player, cool story, strategy RPG. This is what I've been waiting for Square to make, and I don't know what's so hard. So show these folks some love, people. I don't make any money off this. I'm not participating in the creation of the RPG. I rarely throw out the let's make this happen, on the podcast, on the Kickstarter, because what happens is when they fail, I get blamed. Like, where's the game, Rob? I'm like, I got nothing to do with that. But in this case, these people, this brother and their sister, they've made some previous games before on their own for free. And so they know what they're doing. And I've been following them almost for a year. And I'm just a really big fan of what they're doing. All hand-drawn pixels, all custom coded, so they're doing pretty awesome stuff. The music is fantastic. I play some, but I probably get in trouble with DMCA's and shit. So we got to make this happen, folks. Ashley, Brandon, you guys, you don't follow really strategy RPGs, right?
No, but I do like the way this looks. It's interesting. I like the little raccoon. It looks like he's dancing with 2 pelvic thrusts at the end. Even though he's not. Even though he's clearly saying the forest is burning. I'm just saying it's cute. Sorry.
That's all I can see.
I like the story behind it that you gave about just them working together, and just it's cool to see that, because me helping you work on stuff, it's cool to appreciate when it's a smaller group of people putting their time and effort in and stuff like that. So I'm always one to back people like that when it's not a big studio or like 40 people all contributing on some bullshit. It's actual people who care about their product putting it out. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, and I did the math. I think they need to hit like basically 3,000 backers. They've only been up 3 days and they're almost up to 1,000. So I think, they
I
just
think they could definitely do it.
yeah, I think they can definitely do it. I don't think, and what they're trying to raise is actually pretty accurate for what they're trying to do. So, anyways, I just wanted to throw some love their way. Arcadian Atlas, really looking forward to, and I have assurances there will be controller support, which I need because I'm not playing these fucking games with a mouse and keyboard. Like, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I don't want touch controls on a fucking screen. I just want a controller. I want to hit the button a million fucking times. That's what I like. That's what I like. All right, so moving right back along. Brandon, why don't you go ahead and pick something, and then we'll just go to Ashley and rotate around.
You're gonna have to pick Ashley because
Okay, Ashley, why don't you talk?
All
Oh,
right.
that's right. Brandon doesn't have access to the whole board, right?
I don't. Yeah.
My bad.
All right, I'm gonna do the Journey review.
Don't
So,
stop.
Journey came out. What?
He's making
What?
a really bad joke.
Oh,
Don't.
okay, sorry. Oh, right,
What I
right.
told him not
Anyway.
to
I'm sorry, I don't get jokes. No, I'm kidding. So Journey came out what 2012, and
do. On the PS3 by Santa Monica Studios,
Yeah.
makers of Flower, and there was that
And
water one they did before that.
Flow,
Flow.
Flower and Flow, and I have those two. I haven't played them yet either. We'll get to them. Anyways, Journey is really cool. It's like, basically you're on a journey. I'm not going to spoil it because there's still maybe people out there that haven't played it, and it doesn't really need to be spoiled anyway. I'm kind of more talking about the aesthetics of the game. And it's about 2 hours long. It only took me about 2 hours. First off, the game is extremely bright. It's like the brightest game I've ever played. Beautiful, but there were times where I would be sitting down and I would be like surfing the sands or walking toward this light, and I had to shield my eyes, and I was like, I can't see where I'm going. Like, I can't. And it could have been my TV. The brightness could have been turned up. I don't know, but
If you left your TV on default settings after you bought it from the store, it's up too bright.
yeah. Well,
Just so you know.
and I'm not surprised, but anyway, I sometimes had to look into the corner of the screen, even though I wanted to look so badly at the beautiful sand. I was like, I can't. I gotta look.
It's
in the
not
corner
that
of the
bright,
screen.
Ashley. I've beaten
I
it
know,
several
but
times.
my TV was on red. I was like, I can't look at this. And
I have a
the sand.
65-inch television. I guarantee you. I don't go, oh, fuck, God, help me. Like,
I don't have this problem with other games. This is only the game. But anyway, the sand. Sorry, him. The sand was very sparkly and very pretty. It was kind of a contrast. Like the sand was really detailed, and you could almost see like every grain, whereas the backgrounds were very subdued. Maybe like one layer, maybe two kind of light layers. They're kind of like blocked in shapes of like silhouettes. Like there's a mountain in the background, and that mountain may just be a white shape against like a green sky, and that was about it with some glow. It was very simplistic, but the sand was always usually it was like the focus, and it was very sparkly, and it was pretty. And a lot of the colors used in the game, it was either all warm colors or all blue, and it was obviously to convey a mood, because there is no narrative in this game. It's all picture based, kind of like in the form of hieroglyphics. So they had to really focus a lot on the music and what was on screen to tell the story.
soundtrack by Austin Wintory.
And I did listen to it. It is very good. It definitely made me cry at the end. I kind of was like, oh, like I let out a
felt
song.
like I died.
I let out a song.
Yeah,
And
I know. I shed a tear.
I didn't mean to. I was like, oh my god. Like, and yeah, it was very pretty, and it was kind of like the game was sort of like this, like a circle. You could, I don't want to spoil it really, because I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game that finally made its way to the PS4. They did an up-res 1080p. That's the game that bankrupted Santa Monica Studios too.
Really?
Yeah, they made it and it bankrupted them because they spent so long fine-tuning the network code so in the game you can meet up with other people, but you don't know who they are and you can't speak. You gesture to them, and you would think it's got to be really easy to set up. Not so. So they spent a long time developing that, almost like 3 years working on that game. And so Genosha, I think Genosha Chen. He has the same name as the thing from fucking Final Fantasy VII, Genosha, right? He had
You know.
Genova Chen. So anyway, um, I'm not using Google for this, folks. Off the top of my head, he was a director, and he's currently been working on some kind of mobile game, but I don't know. I wish he'd just go straight to VR. It's a fantastic game. Flower and Journey are my two favorite games on PS3. Um, Obviously, they're on PS4 now. And then what's really cool is if you bought those games, they give them to you on PS4 in the upres versions too.
They
So
do?
yeah,
Well, okay. Well, okay. This is the thing, though. I bought. I don't know why I did. No, I was at GameStop and I bought the actual game where it's like you get Journey and Flower and Flow in one disc, and then you have to like download it on your I don't know on your computer or
yeah,
not
they're
your
not on the
computer, but
disc, right? They
yeah,
make you download them. It's weird.
right.
Weird.
I don't know if it still works the same way, but I'll
Yeah, well, it's
try it.
tied to the same account. So as long as you bought the game when you're on the
Okay.
PS4 network, you'll be able to re-download them.
Okay. Cool.
That's
Awesome.
what I've done. So and if you have a chance to play Flower, that I really love too.
Yeah,
I'll
I've
say,
actually seen that
do you have
before.
a
Or
3D TV, Ashley?
a what TV?
A 3D television?
No.
So I have a 3D television, and this is how sweaty I get. I like to set it to. There's this thing where you can do faux 3D, where the TV kind of does fake 3D for you. It's very similar to Valiant Vision, if you remember that old thing in the comics. They used to have this way to make 3D in comics. And it uses basically it pops reds forwards and blues back. It's not real 3D, but it's close. Um, in this case, it works fairly good with Flower. So what I do is put on the fake 3D, and then Flower is controlled by using the six-axis controls. So I take the six-axis controls, put them in like my right hand, and hold my hands out like I'm flying, right? And if you pull back on the controller, the bunches of flowers will pull back and stop. Kind of like Superman and Superman Returns, right? It's kind of like holding back. And then if you put them forward, like they'll move forward, so you can kind of like glide through in 3D. Like I stand there like the boy who could fly and shit, just like whoa, and then I pull back and hover around and use a controller to kind of like guide which ways to do the flowers and fly through. And that's basically how I hallucinate every so often when I decide to just get real sweaty and play Flower on my TV. Stand as close as I possibly can with the glasses and get totally immersed. As you can see, I'm ready for VR, right? Like I am
Yes.
totally prepared. But Journey is a fantastic game. It's one of those experiences. People say, the knocks that it get is that it's not a game; it's more of an experience.
It is an experience because I mean you could literally play it in I mean really you could probably finish it in I probably finished it in less than 2 hours. It was probably like an hour and 50 minutes.
You can play the game quicker than you can watch Batman v Superman.
Yeah,
So in that case, like it's good. Like
and that was just on the first time through. I'm sure if I played it the second time I'd be like nah, and like, it would take me like an hour and a half or hour and 15, I don't know.
so overall, I got a new rating system I want to start using. Right. So buy it, trade it, drop it. Which would you say? Journey.
Buy it used. I mean, if you're buying it at, obviously, I don't think you can even get it new anymore unless you download it. But yeah, buy it, like experience it. It made me cry. If it made me cry, obviously, I felt something. So
Right. And you're
definitely,
kind of a hard ass, so like you don't care about anything. Like nothing phases Ashley. She's a warrior.
no, I mean, no, that's not true. I no,
You play
but
Destiny, man, just fragging people all day. Like
yeah, but I
I don't
can't
shed a
watch the
tear.
zombie stuff. That stuff, I'm like, mm.
All
I
right.
still have a Last of Us game voucher sitting in the living room. I'm like, no.
Give it a shot. That'll make you cry for a whole nother set of reasons. Totally buy it for me. Buy it. Buy Journey. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about some Nintendo NX rumors. Brandon, you've heard of this company called Nintendo?
Correct. I do have a Nintendo Wii U
You're right.
and a 3DS.
Do you have the new 3DS or the old 3DS?
I have the old 3DS. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, you suck. All right, but you got a 3DS, you got a Wii U, you've owned previous Nintendo systems,
Correct.
and you
Yes.
play the
All of
fuck out
them.
of Pokemon, right? So,
Oh, I love me some Pokemon.
all right, so we're not talking about that, but I'm just bringing it up.
Oh.
All right, so so let's talk about some Nintendo NX rumors, which I'm going to be bringing up more often because we're on the verge, obviously, of an official announcement, probably at E3 or a Nintendo Direct, which They're probably knowing them. They'll just drop it one day on a Thursday, and no one will fucking know.
Just like a random time too. It'll be like 3:30.
Well, that's because they do it Japan time, Brandon.
Okay.
It's not random.
Random for us.
Well, random for me if
You'll
it's
be
just
able
like
to turn on Periscope and watch it live. I guess. That being said, I am now. I just want to say, folks, I personally, I'm really conflicted this time because 3 fucking years is too short. 3 years is too short for a console's lifespan, and I get why they have to do this, but I just felt like, when you stack up the amount of software Nintendo's released on systems as far back, let's just say as far back as Nintendo 64, right? Let's not even go to the golden age. Nintendo 64. There were more titles by in like 12 months in the first year of Nintendo 64 than I think there are even now from first party Nintendo on Wii U. You know, first party games, not third party weird shit. First party Nintendo games, And then with GameCube it got less, and with the Wii, I mean, the fewest amount of first party titles ever. Matter of fact, if I remember right, 2008 was considered the dark age of Nintendo, where they didn't release anything but like Wii Music, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" And apparently, they were making so much money they didn't feel like they had to make any games. Yeah, that's the 2008's a dark year for Nintendo gaming.
It was just a dark year in general.
Yeah, for everybody. I lost my job. So, but that being said, we're on the cusp of a new system, and I still get the little geek inside Rob, the gamer sweaty geek inside Rob's like, oh my god, new Nintendo system. And I'm hoping that we just get a system in which you put a game in and you play it on the controller, right? Not a lot of fucking gimmicks. I don't need it. Unfortunately, one of the rumors that come out this week, and I don't give this shit a grain of salt, but on the scale of 1 to 10 plausibility, I give it a 0. But there is a strong rumor that Nintendo NX will ship with no controller, and that you would be able to just use your phone.
no.
No.
Which let me explain to you why I say BS on that rumor. Nintendo is a company based in Kyoto, Japan. If you don't know anything about Japan, they're kind of a country. They're a company. They're a country, that's very traditional. None more so than the Kyoto prefecture. Kyoto is just, like they are the mecca center of tradition. This is why when people wonder why is it so hard for Nintendo to change, it's because they're based in Kyoto. You guys should look it up, and I'm not the best to explain to you, but just understand Kyoto is based in tradition. Nintendo still has the building because they're a 100-year-old company. In Kyoto, they still have that building that it was in from 100 years ago in its exact original state, preserved. So, and a woman just mans it. Like, she just mans it, but she's stationed there permanently. And they have all their playing cards from 100 years on the wall. So, Nintendo will not release a system without a controller. They might release a bullshit controller. I could see we've experienced some of that. But they will not release a system without a controller. So the mindset doesn't make any sense.
Real quickly, wasn't the GameCube's controller considered the best Nintendo controller
Not
out
for
of all?
me. Not for me.
I hated it.
I don't know. Okay, then maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. For
I
you,
hated
which
the
controller was
GameCube
the best?
For me, the feel of the Super Nintendo is perfect.
Yeah.
However, the Nintendo 64 controller, in terms of controlling 3D, when you just hold it by the trigger for the games, as long as the controller was new, is still my favorite 3D controller. Unfortunately, that stick would turn to shit after a while. And it would just get totally loose, and you're like, I need no resistance.
It would be all over the place. It would just be like a noodle. You're just like, well, I'm going that direction.
But if you had two fairly new Nintendo 64 controllers, and you were playing Pod Racer in 3D, or even Mario, like that, what it was set up so you could hold when you push forward, your thumb was in a forward position already, versus on a controller where you have to like move it to the side and up. I've never quite experienced it. There's a difference, and so even in first-person games like GoldenEye, it was easier for me. But I think the best controller they ever designed was a Super Nintendo. I think since then, if I had my money, there's a classic gamepad on the Wii. That's the Super Nintendo with dual analog sticks. That is fantastic. Unfortunately, you had to plug it into the ass side of the fucking Wiimote, So it was like it looked beyond phallic. Like
What?
Brandon, I know you like to talk about nards and bulges.
That would be you guys.
You would love this. This is right up your alley. But yeah, so when I would play, there's a game on the Wii called Miramasa. It's a side-scrolling game with ninjas. It's fucking fantastic. Hand-drawn art. Really, it's gorgeous. And it supported the classic controller. Unfortunately, you had to plug into the Wii dongle, so you have this controller that's shaped like a bone with this cord and this giant. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, um,
People pleaser.
people pleaser,
Hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, but the actual classic controller is brilliant. I just want that. I just want that. I don't need. I think at this point, if you want to be able to use the touchscreen, they make a make a system called the 3DS. I think if they want to
Yeah.
enable touchscreen controls, they can just make it so you can use your 3DS or the next version of it as the controller. So if I want to use Mario Maker 2 on the Nintendo NX, and I want to do touch controls to do all that stuff, then I could just use my 3DS to do it. I don't need a gamepad that's the size of a fucking iPad slash VHS.
Yeah.
Remember those old VHS that came in like boxes and shit? Like it's crazy. I guess you guys don't.
Wait, boxes? You mean like cartridge boxes that they
Yeah, they
just
used to
slide them
ship in
into?
giant
Back in
boxes
the day, actually, before
I,
DVDs, there was
I know. Don't do that. I
before
know. I was born in
DVD.
'91. Come
you
on.
know
I
there
remember
also
everything.
there was Laserdisc, which was like a
I don't
giant
remember that.
DVD. It was a giant DVD.
They
Nope.
were record
Just
size DVD
I just
discs.
Yeah,
remember
they're
the
huge.
big puffy Disney cases and the little slot
The puffy
things.
case, the Disney puffy case, is basically what the
Disney
Wii.
puffy case.
Yeah, this is what the Wii U gamepad is, and I don't like playing with it, at all. So like I said, I'm hoping with this system they gave us a basic controller that the system can just use the 3DS or whatever new handheld. That would be great. And I kind of wonder if that's where this controller room is coming from. The idea of connecting to a separate mobile device will just be their mobile device, the 3DS or whatever they're calling it. So let's move on really quick. A couple other rumors. Zelda is coming out on Nintendo NX and the Wii U. And I say Nintendo NX because I guarantee you that's the target platform, despite what people think. And the big rumor now is that Link can be played as either a boy or a girl, which I'm happy about because I always wanted Link to be a chick. So that's right up my alley. Like in Hyrule Warriors, you can play as Linkle, like a female version of Link. And since
I
Link don't
mean,
talk,
does Linkle look like this? I
no,
mean,
it's a
what's
girl.
different about him?
Well, it's a girl, like
I
clearly.
know, but like
Boobs.
it
Oh, well, she
Link,
got
Link,
crossbows. She
is
got
she
dual crossbows, handheld
okay?
crossbows. She got a little hoodie, whole different outfit. Yeah.
So is it like Link with different hair and
No, no,
some?
different face and everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
They didn't just add hair.
Yeah, that would be
Linkle.
really weird and
They
and
did do
not
that
right.
though on the new Nintendo game that came out, the the Triforce Heroes or whatever. That's
Yeah.
Link and Drag. That is awesome. That I
Yeah,
like.
see, that's not right. No, that shouldn't happen.
I don't know. I'm pretty open-minded. So
Well,
I'll be
I mean,
honest though.
Every time you said Linkle, all I could think of was Einhorn from Ace Ventura when you're talking about
Finkel.
Linkle is
Tinkle and
Einhorn.
Well, there is Tinkle, which is the effeminate fairy.
Tinkle.
Yeah, Tinkle.
Ugh.
You,
That's a real. Now, I'll be honest, folks. There's some fan art, and I didn't make a link because it just popped back in my head. There is a fan. When I say fan art, there's a fan render. Someone did years ago of an old Link, a grizzled old Link. Like if you type in old Link ZBrush, let me see if I can bring that up really quick. Old Link Zelda ZBrush. See if I can bring that up. Yeah, this. Let me bring this up really quick. Desktop. Check this shit out. This would be my ultimate version of Zelda. I would like to play as old ass Link. This is
ah,
like old ass Logan. Like this is
Uh-huh.
pretty badass.
yeah,
He's got like a white beard, the white bangs, gauntlet, arm. Yeah.
that's
This this I would like to play too. Like it would be great if you could do old Link and then you had like a little like Link was like a little girl, or Zelda, and you could flip back and forth between them, like Wolf and Cub. Remember
yeah.
that anime or manga?
No, but yes, I understand.
So, but we're not getting any of that cool shit, so I'll take that away. Instead, anyways, I believe the rumors, being that they put Linkle in Hyrule Warriors. So that'll be actually pretty awesome. And then the other thing is, this is pretty cool. So this is 30 years of Zelda this year. Or the past, yeah, this is 30 years of Zelda. Zelda's big 30th anniversary. So someone out there went and made a Zelda 3D remake. This is pretty impressive, which promptly got shut the fuck down
Of
by
course.
Nintendo, like, because it was too good. They did it with
Yeah.
voxels. I'll show this to you. This is pretty cool. This is kind of like I was showing Wesley before on the previous cast. There was that software where you could plug in a ROM and it automatically turned the pixels into 3D, gave it like a 3D effect. You can see here. They kind of did the same thing. So the pixels are
Oh, nice.
three-dimensional.
It just popped up on my screen.
Yeah, three-dimensional, including the text is three-dimensional. And so Nintendo had this shut down pretty quick. So they say they're going to take out all the offending trademark stuff, like the monsters will just be triangles and the characters will be squares, and then release the source code. So someone will end up remaking it, and it'll be on the torrents. It's got to be eventually. But why this doesn't exist, I don't know. I believe this is the next phase of, there's a lot of pixel gaming as far as indie games are concerned on Steam and stuff. And I think turning the pixels 3D like this, like there's a game on the PS3 called 3D Dot Heroes that I really love. It's like a Zelda game that looks like this, fully 3D, but it's all pixelated in 3 dimensions. And they have a cool pixel editor where you can make your own character. So if you haven't seen 3D Dot Heroes, you should check that game out. All right. So Ashley, you want to pick something?
Yeah, let's do the in Nintendo 64 anti-alias slash non-anti-alias or known.
Yeah, so there's a bit of retro gaming news. As y'all know, I'm a big fan of retro gaming. That's really my thing. And on the Nintendo 64, I don't know if y'all noticed, the games were like blurry. You ever play Nintendo 64 and wonder why the Vaseline is just blurring the shit out of everything? You ever get that feeling? So what Nintendo 64 added over the PlayStation was something called anti-aliasing, and it was a really early version of it, and they applied it to textures and everything else, which kind of blurred out the textures. In hindsight, I kind of don't really like that. So this comes to us from Retro Collect. Let me just bring up the screen. Desktop. And what someone has done is created a mod that unaliases the textures. And to kind of get you an idea what that looks like here, I don't think I can zoom in right now. But if you go to let's see here. Let me just kind of play this. Let me turn the sound. You'll be able to kind of see here. They're super sharp. They're actually almost like PlayStation. Let's see here. Sometimes here are super sharp. The original GoldenEye, they were super. You could say they have jaggies, but pretty impressive. I'm gonna actually download this. And what's crazy, it actually looks like PlayStation now. The seam lines. Anti-matches, basically. And again, this is really easier to see on the Nintendo 64 up on the Mario Castle. The windows are all blurry. And then here they're like super sharp. And you can see the texture here on the wall is actually visible now on Mario Kart 64. And out here on the ground, stuff like that. So it's not like they went and re-up-res the textures, but they made it so that they're not being blurred the fuck out. Like there you can actually see the little flower spots on the ground in Mario 64 as opposed to before you couldn't.
So it's just crisper.
Super crisper, yeah. So I don't know if you guys play emulation. I do because I like my Nintendo 64 games not all fucked up. Like
My computer can barely Skype, so I don't mess with that stuff.
That is actually true. Brandon's computer can barely Skype. But I really wish these were things Nintendo offered. I would gladly purchase them if they had, when you bought the game on the Wii U, it can anti-alias the textures if you wanted to. It could up-res the game to a 1080p. It can't change the quality of the textures, but it can up-res them. Stuff like that. So I'm hoping that, eventually there's a legal way to do this. But in the meantime, we have the not so kind of grayish area way of doing this, which I'm fine with living with until there is. So let's see here. Where are we at? 30 minutes. We've got time for a couple other things. I want to bring up a quick anime I've been watching on Crunchyroll. No, not Crunchyroll. I've been watching on Hulu called Grimgar. Grimgar is an anime that is got this kind of the same basic premise that you're trapped in a game. Although the people who are trapped in this MMO don't know why. You never really find out. It's really like what it's like to actually live in a world like that, and they're not good at it. Like they're really not good at it, and they go through this process of losing a team member, and it's a whole thing. I don't want to ruin it, but it's also one of the most beautiful. The backgrounds are astounding. This is an anime that's not afraid in their free time to take time off and just let you and the characters soak up the environment and live in it almost the way you would in a book. So Grimgar I've been watching an awful lot of. I think it's 12 episodes. I'm on the 11th, and there's one actual last episode to pick up. So looking forward to finishing that up. But I highly recommend Grimgar. Have you been watching anything, Ashley, other than One Punch?
No, not right now. Not as far as anime goes.
All right. Well, we might end up having to do a Grimgar sometime.
All right.
But, that might.
You watch it on Crunchyroll?
Hulu.
Hulu. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So it's slower paced. It's not like Attack on Titan. Slower paced. So Brandon, you've been playing. This is not on the list, but let's just bring this up really quick since you're on, and I need you to talk about something. You've been playing You're getting ready for Pokemon Moon, right? Isn't that some shit coming out? So tell me a little bit about that.
I don't have as much research ready for it, but it is the new Sun and Moon, which will be the next one that just came out. It's coming out after X and Y. I'm excited for it just because I love Pokemon. Even though it's getting a little ridiculous with some of the, I don't know, you don't follow Pokemon, but it's getting to the point now where some of the monsters and things are like, one was a keychain, basically. Like there's a Pokemon who I can't think of the name at the moment, who is literally just a ring with keys on it. So as I'm getting older and I'm playing it and I still want to have my fun with it, it's getting sometimes I sit there and I'm like, am I really fighting a fucking keychain? Like, is that what I'm doing right now on a Friday night? I am playing with my 3DS fighting a keychain. So I'm gonna get Sun or Moon, depending on which version I want, based off just the characters I see on the cover, like a child. But I know it's not going to bring anything revolutionary to the Pokemon world. But I am excited for it just because I'm a total Pokemon geek. So,
Quick question: are you interested in that AR game they're making, Pokemon Go?
Yes and no.
Will you get
I'm more
suckered into that? Like,
no, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm more interested in like I can't think of the right name for the Pokken. It's like Pokemon and Tekken mix.
Tournament.
Yeah, Pokemon Tournament. Yeah, I've been asking some people about that because I really think I'm gonna have to rent that, or maybe once it goes on sale, buy it. Just because here's my thing. Here's how I would if I made the next Pokemon game. I would make it like the normal one where you go through the city, the Zelda style, where you see your top view and you run around through bushes and stuff. But then when it came to fight the Pokemon, it would be like Pokemon Tournament. You would become the actual Pokemon, and it's more of a button mashing thing. That's how I would like the next Pokemon games to be, where you have your 2D style of moving through the city, and then you actually become the Pokemon and you fight. I would like that, and not instead of a turn-based, slash hit slash burn type thing. So I know that's off on a tangent, but that's how I would fix Pokemon. That's
how you
what
would fix the billion-dollar franchise.
That's how I would change the formula.
Because when things
Pokemon-
work, I change it. That's what Brandon does, right? Like,
I rock the boat.
you rock
Rock the boat that's already sinking.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling they don't really need your advice, but yeah,
They're doing okay without me.
I know like there was apparently a commercial for this new Pokemon game the other day, and it was filled with just it's a Japanese commercial. It was filled just with reactions of people looking at it, but they didn't actually show any game. And all of fucking Twitter was like, motherfucker. Like you know, and I was like, that's a really bad way to piss off the internet. You know, like there's got to be a better way to market your game than to just show people playing. It's not like a horror game where you don't want to ruin it. You know, it's
Hmm.
just they just didn't want to show you. So everyone was like, "Oh my god." Um, yeah, I know. And in side news, there is a game I've been playing off and on. My wife plays the shit out of it. Called Stardew Valley. It's not really like Pokemon. It's more like Harvest Moon, but it's on PC, and that's pretty cool because you get to make a farm and shit like that. So I mean, that kind of has a Pokemon element to it, but not really. I mean, you don't really capture other than you don't capture animals and make them fight to the death like Brandon enjoys. But like, right, Brandon?
Hey, they're not dogs, so I don't care about them. I love dogs. I don't care about the Pokemon creatures, whatever. I understand as an adult. I understand how brutal and messed up it is. Let's send these kids out in the world and let's just let them beat the shit out of animals and cage them up. I get it. It's horrible. It's a messed up formula, but I got to catch them all. That slogan stuck with me all my life. Got to catch them all, Rob.
Well, I've always wondered, you know, with the amount of pots I've broken in Link games, why more kids don't pick up pots and smash them for candy and rupees. Like, you know, like if games really are that influential, how come no kid picks up their vase and just smashes it to see if there's anything inside? So, Ashley, I wanted to bring up a question really quick before we head out. Uh, I just have you played Battlefront yet?
Star Wars
Yeah.
Battlefront? No, I bought the game for one of my friends, but I never did play it.
Yeah.
So he said it was good, though. He said it was really good, and like probably, I mean, he said it was like his favorite. I mean, he said the graphics. I know that the graphics are supposed to be like extremely good, like maybe the best out of any of the PS4 games or that's been released. Was it just a PS4 exclusive, or did it come out on?
It's on Xbox
It,
One
It's
it
and
on
on
on yeah,
PC.
Xbox.
Xbox. That's right, Xbox. Well, anyways, it's the. I think they said it was the best, or at least the article I read it from, the best graphics in any game that's come out yet. So
Yeah, it's a gorgeous game. I held off from buying it. Instead, I gave my money to Double Fine for Psychonauts 2. Um, the game has arrived in GameFly, and I'm like, do I even bother putting this thing in? Like, because what they did that I know of is that they made it so a lot of the game is based around getting tokens, and you can't just jump in ships and fly off. You have to like wait for a thing. You have to buy enough tokens to get the ships to appear and shit like that. So I'm on the fence. Like I'm like I have the game, I can play it, but I don't. I'm afraid to have a bad experience versus not having one at all. And
what are you? I mean, you may have just answered this and I didn't catch it, but what are you looking for mainly in the
oh,
game?
you
Like,
want to
what are you
get in, play
expecting?
Star Wars, have a good time, blow shit up, and capture the flag, and that's what you want to do.
Right.
But modern first person shooter games, how do I say this? I hate them. Like they there used to be this sandbox style approach where you get in something like Battlefield 1942 is probably the last real big sandbox game like that I liked because you just got in a ship, you drove up, you blew the shit out of people, it was fun. Then they had to make it so everything was like realistic controls. Then they had to make it so there's these queues and there's these target things and you have to work together to do shit. And other than like I'm a rebel and that's an imperial, that's the only amount of cooperation I want to have when I play a game like that. Like just we'll just take the points and blow people up. So I don't get MOBAs and teams and like as they would say in Sword Art Online, I'm a beta player, a solo guy. Like fuck everyone else. Like if there was a mode in Battlefront where I could just play the smuggler who's trying to get their shit out while all this other shit's going on, I would probably just do that. You know,
Yeah, me too.
you know that because I'm like in it for me. Like, fuck.
Well, I mean, I just kind of like the single player experience more so than having to work with a whole bunch of other people that I don't know.
Which is why I
So
like games like Rogue Squadron or like on the N64 and Rogue Leader 1 and 2 on the GameCube.
yeah.
So,
You
but
guys don't. You guys don't play any first person type stuff, do you?
she does.
Oh
Either of you.
yeah, yeah, I
You
do.
do.
I played
Okay.
Destiny and Borderlands and
Mhm.
Okay.
all
Did
that.
you play? This is. I don't know when I'm going to be back on the gaming cast, so I'm just going to bring it up. Have you played Siege, Rainbow Six Siege?
No, I didn't play
I
that one.
told you, Ashley. He plays Rainbow Six.
I play Siege, and I play a lot of games. But anyways, sorry. Anyways, for liking a game, fucking elitist. Anyways, so Rainbow Six Siege, I like it because it's basically 5-on-5, and it's not run and gun like a Destiny type thing or the other type. It's more you have, let's say you have a house, and one people are the terrorists in the house, and you have to board up the walls, put up traps. You can work the camera and stuff, and the other people are trying to get, let's say, the hostage out of the house. So it's not run and gun shoot. You actually have to plan. Okay, I'm going to go through this door. I'm going to rappel. And I like the strategicness to it, and it's a first-person shooter. It's not just like I'm running with a machine gun, and get them all. It's
Yeah.
more. I think Rob shits on it, but I think he would actually like it because of you have to be strategic, and like I'll have my team on one end of the house, and I'll just leave them and go to the other end of the house, and then once everybody tries breaking in where all my teammates are, I just go up from behind them and shoot them, kill them, whatever, do my stuff. But anyways, I play it. I think you should try it. I think you would like it. I think Rob would like it, but he's like me. If I say I like it and he should try it, he won't do it. Just like
So
when he
you have
tells
to
me,
It's so not
Rob.
true. None of what you said is true. Rob, let's go here, try this food. I'll try it. Then I say, I tried it, I don't like it. That's the difference, Brandon. I've been playing Rainbow Six games since you were in fucking like the 7th grade, dude. Like, don't start with me. Here's my thing. I like co-op. So, Left 4 Dead? I
Yeah.
like a friend and you could go in and shoot a bunch of zombies. That's fun.
well, you
I
can do
have
this
a
on that.
hold on. There's a Left 4 Dead mod where you get to go through Disneyland. Left 4 Dead 2. There's a
Really?
Dead. Yeah, it's a Disneyland mod. That's fucking awesome. You get stuck in the tiki room and it's hell on earth and zombies are trying to
I'm
get
gonna have
you.
to look that up.
Yeah, you run through the park, go through the haunted mansion. You go into Walt's apartment, and I've been in that apartment, so
Oh,
I was like,
that's
oh, I
creepy.
know that. Oh, there's this bathroom. Oh, it's amazing. So that's cool. And I do like there's one map. There's a game called Payday where it's a heist game. There's this
Oh
one
yeah,
map
yeah.
where you rob a bank, just like in Heat, and you got to team up, and then the police show up, and that I enjoy. Like if I could just play a game where I just rob vaults and the police show up in different ways, and they eventually made more Payday, but it just got too difficult and too
Yeah.
team based, and
Didn't I remember that you told me about that? And I think I got Payday 2 because of you liking
yeah, I
it.
didn't think they were gonna go and do that to it. Like that was my bad. So I made a mistake of pitching you a game,
It's the one of the times where you pitched a game
and I hated
and
it. Yeah, I was like,
it went bad.
I felt bad. I'm like, I'll have to somehow help him with that sometime. So, all right, everybody. I think we talked a lot. I got a few other things I could have brought up, like Mitomo, fuck Mitomo. So there, I talked about that. VR, still waiting on my Samsung VR. Apparently, they say I gotta wait till the summer to get mine. I'm gonna have a more in-depth discussion with Wesley. Wesley got to get his shit at Best Buy and go home. I gotta
Where
wait.
did you get yours from? The Samsung
T-Mobile?
store?
Yeah,
Or
T-Mobile.
what? T-Mobile, yeah.
Where'd you
I guess
Where'd you
so.
get yours from? The toilet store?
Thanks, Brandon. Your jokes tonight, it's just impressive.
Ashley laughed.
Uncomfortability laugh. Everybody. Let's do it.
Uh,
Brandon, where can we hear more of your wonderful humor?
you can find me, my humor, and my art on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Lead Heavy, Lead Heavy.
And Ashley, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
And as for
And I'm
myself,
Gang Feather.
Okay,
I'm Gang.
Gang Feather. Gangfeather.com. All right, as for myself, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Say hi on Twitter or Instagram. And sketchcraft.com takes you right to the YouTube page. Don't forget, folks, Sketchcraft is recorded in front of a live internet audience like you 5 people out there. Like Crusher Jr., like Kyle, like the other people, probably Hector. Please leave your comments and feedback below. Share the podcast. Always helps out. We will be back in one more week to talk games. Maybe Wesley will return. Maybe he won't. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what goes on.
I'm here to stay.
All right. All right. Till then, I'm out of here. Later.
Bye.
can't make jokes. He can't make jokes. He can't make jokes. Brandon can't make jokes. Brandon can't make jokes. He can't make jokes. Tell us another one, Brandon. You got a joke?
No, this is how I spend my Friday night, living it up. Gamecast.
Place to be.
It's the hot spot.
We're off the air, right?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Well, that's cool.
I'm just waiting for Brandon to say something stupid.
I know.
Come on, do it so I can end this.